Hey, everybody, we are here with Cowboy Dave and Carl, but really, they actually have other names. So, gentlemen, go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll start with Cowboy Dave.
My real name is David Needham. I'm in North Carolina, and I'm just happy to be here.
Awesome.
I am Kevin Carlson. I am in Baltimore, and I am more happy than Cowboy Dave to be here.
I love it. I can see the healthy competition already starting. For those of you joining us, this is a special episode of the Adaptive Athlete Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matt Hotho, and we've got...
Hey, hello, everyone. Brett Palser here in San Diego.
Awesome, dude. Two different sides of the U.S. represented here, and then these gentlemen are also holding down the East Coast as well. So love it. Although, Carl, you said you were looking forward to watching the Broncos game today. Do you have a connection to Colorado?
Yeah, I love Denver. It was the first game I ever watched was the '98 Super Bowl with John Elway, and my father was wearing a Denver Broncos shirt. So I was 10 years old. I was like, I guess we're Broncos fans. So I've just stuck with them ever since.
I had a best friend in I guess that around that same time, the '95 Super Bowl, because I would have been 10, and he was from Colorado, so a Broncos fan, and I was for some reason on the Brett Favre train. I don't know. I just love the Packers, and I think they were going up against each other in a couple of those Super Bowls, maybe one or two. And my friend and I would just be like, "No, I'm back," whatever. It's just like 10-year-olds do, right?
Right.
So, yeah. It was fun. Also, by the way, we have an important birthday to celebrate today. I don't know if anybody has Kevin Ogar on speed dial, but wants to call him and wish him a happy birthday a little bit later in the show.
That's right.
I think it's his 40th today.
It's his 40th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's getting old.
Now he's got to be careful because he's over the hill. So he better put his brakes on.
Do they have brakes? I guess they do have brakes.
Yeah.
These guys right here.
These guys. That's what I was curious about. Do you have brakes that are more involved if you need to really brake?
Just tough hands.
Wow. That's insane. All right. Well,
Brett, I'm curious to know, how often do both of your brakes work exactly how they're intended?
Never. Even when I get new ones,
Exactly.
So are they flip brakes that you can put on the wheels to kind of slow them down?
It's not. I would say that it's not like a car. They don't. There's not gradual pressure with the brakes on the chair. The brakes are more like you kind of brake in to not go anywhere. Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten thrown out of the chair
because
you broke too hard?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I've been thrown out for other reasons, more like too many good drinks and. All of a sudden, there's a quarter that I want on the ground. I'm like, ooh, shiny pen.
And then a guy 10 feet away is like, got him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got him. Yeah. The quarter man strikes again. All right. So let's start with kind of just getting to know both of you for the community so that they can get to know David and Kevin a little bit more. So, David, how did you get started with Wheelwad?
So in Raleigh, which was 3 games ago, so Leslie was in the Raleigh area, and she asked a friend of ours, a mutual friend, about helping out with the Adaptive Games. And I had run a really good local competition, and so that person recommended me. Leslie and I connected, and I went to the Raleigh site to help out and to be like, hey, I think this should go here and this goes here. So it's spatial awareness, where to put stuff is it's a superpower of mine. And then I did just score table and disputes that year, which was super fun. And then I helped
only
out
the friendliest people there.
Only the friendliest people.
Yeah.
I got yelled at a couple times. And I don't think people realize that I'm 6'1". And so when I stood up, they were like, oh, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Yeah, well, my bad for yelling at you. But then I helped out with a bunch of other stuff because Kevin's really fantastic about getting everybody's input. And so then after that, they were like, hey, do you want to come back to next year at San Antonio? And I was like, sure. I was like, also, guys, I can drive a forklift. So they were like, great, we need one of those. And then it progressed into a more full-time role this year with helping out with contracts with venue and sponsors, and then doing the same thing that I did in San Antonio.
Which was?
I'm the head of athlete control.
Yeah.
And the forklift guy.
Okay. But you were like more involved as the forklift guy this year because you were sending those daily videos, kind of walking us through from an empty room all the way to a fully built space.
Yeah. So I had the idea, which I ran by the team this year, that was like, hey, would it be cool if I just posted a bunch of videos daily of like behind the scenes and like how it's made?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, I think that's a great idea, but you got to do it every day. And so I stayed diligent with it this year. We had about the same number of trucks last year for unloading. It was just a different venue.
Although I think in my talk with, maybe it was Shannon or maybe it was Lisa prior to the games, that like you guys did not have 2 weeks last year.
No. In San Antonio, I think I got there on a Sunday and we started unloading Monday. And
then we were at Morgan's on Thursday, but you guys like basically had 4 days to set the space.
Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't even have everything show up at right away, right?
Yeah.
Like so.
Dude, I want to talk about that if you guys can talk about that because that was insane.
It's just always something.
Yeah. Well, Carl, when we get to you, why don't you walk us through kind of what happened in that and how you guys pivoted for that when we get to you?
Okay, sure.
Sound good? Yeah. Cool,
sure.
Cool. So David, you did all the behind the scenes stuff, kind of getting the floor set up, led that team this year. Who was on that team that was kind of helping you put it together this year?
So I just helped out with it. I helped out with the design. So that was Leslie's baby. I just helped out with that. When it came to all the in-person stuff, I literally was just extra hands and the guy that drove the forklift.
Okay.
Like that's mainly a Carl and a guy named Steve.
From Strength Flex.
From Strength Flex, yes.
Okay.
So that's their job. And I provided a little bit of input, a little bit of muscle in the whole process with it. But those, not my role.
Okay. But when you were setting it up, like there were diagrams and schematics and everything that you guys were working off of for those 14 days.
Yep.
Did you guys have like goals for each day of kind of like, okay, this is what we're getting done this day. This is what we're getting done this day, so on and so forth?
We did. We had lots of goals. They change via when shipments came in and how fast we could get trucks unloaded. And we had one of the biggest hiccups that we had this year was we thought that the loading dock had a ramp that you can put on the ground between the concrete and the 18-wheeler.
You would hope.
And they did not. So last year they had these big mechanical ones that worked fantastic. This year they didn't. So we had to go and get some and then bring them back. So it delayed our unloading a little bit. So it changed throughout the day of like what we could do and what we didn't. But I mean, we have a good team that communicates really well. So it was easy.
Yeah. How many trucks did you have?
We had 3 full 18-wheelers this year.
Jeez. And what were some of the companies that were donating equipment?
So the 3 main ones, which was like the flooring, is Strengthflex. So Strengthflex houses our flooring, and they're super fantastic. And then we unloaded all the stuff for their booth and some extra stuff that we were able to ship to the Strengthflex warehouse that they brought to Vegas for us. So that was 1 truck, and then Rogue sent 2 trucks.
Wow. Brett, did you have something?
Yeah, and the Rogue truck, is that like the rig, weights, barbells, plates?
Yep, wall balls, dumbbells, all of that stuff. Anything that has Rogue on it comes in those 2 18-wheelers.
Just a question, like, what's just out of curiosity, like, are you putting in like an order to Rogue? Like, hey, like, because you guys, I mean, see, like, there's confidentiality, but it's like, okay, we need, 45 pound plates, that kind of thing based on workouts. And they're like, we can do this, we can do that kind of thing. And then, so
Kevin does all that once the programming is as close to finalized as possible.
Sure.
And then he puts a list of everything that they need in quantities and sends it to Rogue. And then they go back and forth. Yeah. And basically go back and forth until it's decided, because when it comes to the workouts, those are like super confidential. Like, neither one of us know most of the workouts until like 2 months before, when we like have to do our like jobs for it.
Yeah. Sure.
So we don't get to know anything either.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody who's watching, we've got 5 people watching. We've had a 6th person kind of jumping in and out. But if you guys are watching and have any questions for Dave or Carl, feel free to drop those in the chat. We'll throw up on screen, get to talk about that. Dave, I also ran into you at Sea Dog.
Yeah.
So you come around to other competitions as well and hang out or help out?
So I got asked to help out with the adaptive section of that. And then the people that were going to run the entire floor had something happen. And so I got asked to do a bigger role in it. And I was like, sure, I'll run all the equipment on the floor like Carl does. I've seen the master at work, so I should be able to do this.
And you were doing it for able-bodied and adaptive at that event?
Yeah, so I helped out with that, and then John Heath was helping Jed run the adaptive section of that. So they came with the equipment list, and we did it. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah.
That's actually where Cowboy Dave started.
At Sea Dog?
At Sea Dog is where the nickname started.
Who christened you, Cowboy Dave?
John Heath.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
He kind of christened that, and then it like stuck, and then people started calling me that, and I was like, oh, now I've got a nickname.
And you had the hat on already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got asked to bring the hat because of how memorable it was in San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And now you have it forever.
And now it's a part of me.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Sea Dog is a fantastic competition. If anybody's looking to do a local off-season comp, or I guess it's kind of mid-season because it's kind of going to be right after the Open.
Yeah.
But Sea Dog's phenomenal. I know equipment-wise, Dave, it was probably a ton of fun with that undulating ground that's underneath the floor to kind of deal with that. It was nothing like doing wall balls on that uneven floor. But hey, it's just all part of the fun. It's a great event. Adam and Kelly do a ton of work to make adaptives feel loved, cared for. We compete right with able-bodied athletes. Able-bodied athletes are cheering us on the fence. I mean, it's a cool event.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
My first time being there, and we'll be in conversations to have me back next year.
Oh, this year was your first year
at Sea Dog, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
okay.
nice.
I got the vibe that you'd been doing that for a while. Okay.
No.
Okay, cool. I love it. All right, well, let's jump to Carl or Kevin Carlson or whatever he's being called.
Anything really.
We've got two gentlemen here that have been christened with different names. Okay, there's something happening here. So, Carl, how did you earn the name Carl?
Okay, so we were down at this was probably my first event with the wheel wad team. I was still pretty fresh in. This was probably about 5 years ago. This was down at ACC in Florida as well. So there's something about these Florida competitions. I don't know.
There's something about Florida, guys.
There's something about. So that was when we were sending a team out to do the ACC, and that team was Kevin Ogar, Shannon Ogar, Leslie Manning, and myself. And we got in the rental car all together. And Shannon from the back seat said, "Hey, Kevin," and both Kevin Ogar and myself turned and looked at her, and she said, "That's not going to work." So we were laughing about it. I said, "Well, my in college I was called Carlson for my lacrosse team," and she goes, before I even got that out of my mouth, she said, "Shut up, Carl," and that's it.
That was it.
There's no more to the story than that. So now I am just Carl.
Although I think at the games this year, you also sort of became an amalgam of Carl and Cowboy Dave.
Yes. There may have been a couple of people mistaking me for Dave. I don't know how. I'm 5'9". He's 6'1".
Yes.
He has boyish good looks. I'm ruggedly handsome. I don't. But.
I'm agreeing with all of this that you're saying right now. You are spot on.
It's these hats. They're kind of magical. I think this is it's our secret sauce.
Yeah. So what were those? What were those interactions like? People are coming to you like, "Hey, can you help me?" Are they asking you athlete control questions? Are they?
No, we were on our way to the floor. I think it was Wednesday morning. I think it was when athletes were starting to show up. And so, as you guys know, walking or rolling through that casino floor was something in itself, right?
Yes.
So,
right.
I'm walking down past the little Starbucks shop there, and this lovely lady comes up to me. She goes, "Oh my God, I recognize you. I recognize you from CrossFit." And I was like, "Oh, I've never been recognized before. This is this is really cool. Like your head starts to get a little big, and she goes, we're chatting. She's from New Zealand, and she goes, can I take a picture with you? And I was like, I would love that. This is so cool. This is so
I've made it. My moment has arrived.
Exactly. I was like, this is the best investment I've ever made in my career. And so I'm feeling like I'm on the top of the world, and it's like 7 a.m. like that. Like it can't get any better than this already. We're going to go set up for the rest of the day. We're going to have a good, I get into the team and I go, guys, you'll never believe what happened. People wanted to take a picture with me. And everyone's like, that's really cool. But fast forward to the next morning. Or David, was it next morning or was that same evening?
No, it was the next morning.
It was the next morning. Okay. So David knocks on my door, 5 a.m. We're getting ready to go down, set up for the day. And he goes, because we were rooming right next to each other. And he holds up his phone. And he goes, she tagged me. She had tagged Cowboy Dave in a picture with me, saying like she couldn't believe that she was meeting Cowboy Dave, and she was so excited. So from that point on, as I do, I was now deflated, and I told the rest of the team. So now it started to spread like wildfire, and then it was a little bit more of a little fun inside joke.
Although when we were in San Antonio, or when we were in Raleigh, you wore a cowboy hat, right, Carl?
Not in Raleigh. The cowboy hats did originate in San Antonio.
Okay. Then I may also be a victim of the amalgamation right now.
It's really funny.
David becomes Carl. Carl becomes David.
It's really funny, Carl. Like you talk about a story like that. So I had a similar thing happen in Vegas. We were walking through the hallways, and there was a woman that came up to me, and she's like, "Oh, we're looking for the Adaptive," and she kept like looking at me, just doing this weird stare. I'm like, she's like, "I've seen you before." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Hi. And she's like, "You've been on Meme for Time, haven't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been on Meme for Time." "Who are you?" Like, not
right.
Yeah. So
I love it when people forget their manners and they just go, right, like, let me just introduce myself first,
Yeah.
So, I think we're in this really exciting time though of people starting to catch on.
Yeah.
And Meme for Time does a wonderful job of, he does the able-bodied, and he loves the adaptive too. So he puts a lot of attention to both, but like, I think we're kind of right on that cusp of really exploding into the greater population, the greater community of just being recognized. And that I think is going to be an awesome step.
Yeah, that will be. And I think the more media we can get out there that just gets adaptive athletes in front of other CrossFitters and other sponsors and all that kind of stuff will make a difference.
I mean, this is a prime example of that. So doing this gets people's stories out there and lets them connect. And then that just makes them a more, I would say, marketable athlete in order to continue to do this, and sponsors want to see them. Yeah. And it just makes the sport better for the adaptive community.
Yep, 100%. All right, Carl, I've got some more questions about your background and stuff like that. But sure. Brett, do we have any questions from the chat?
Yeah, we got one question. I was going to maybe save it for a little bit later.
Cool.
After we
we can save it.
So,
that's all right. Yeah. Awesome. So, Carl, you were telling me before we started recording that you've got a background in training athletes, but that you met the original WheelWOD team quite a while ago, actually, while you were learning how to train adaptive athletes.
Correct. So I met them about 8 years ago when I started working at a rehab facility called Kennedy Krieger Institute. They came to the gym that I currently work at, Push 511. Selfish little plug there. So they came and did a course at the gym. And from that day on, I knew I wanted to do what they were doing and be a part of this and be a part of that movement. And I wanted to work with them. So fast forward a couple of years of me getting some knowledge and some experience in this population. And wheelies are my bread and butter because it was a spinal cord injury department, the International Spinal Cord Injury Department. Yeah, it's a mouthful. So we were down in Raleigh. I believe it was 2019. And I was there with one of my athletes, Shane Horn, and Wheelwad and the volunteers. They were a little bit short-staffed. We've never run into that problem before, but in 2019 they were a little short-staffed, and they made an announcement of, if anybody has some free time or can help, judge or with equipment or just any kind of volunteering, that would be super appreciated. So I saw this as my golden opportunity to prove myself, and so I would do Shane's heat and his event, and then I would, change the shirt into like a volunteer shirt, and I would go judge or do equipment. And that was when the Wheelwad team found out that I have slight OCD, and I like things a certain particular way. And I was...
You say OCD and Leslie Manning's ears just perk up, and everybody's like, "Oh, we need you. Come join the team."
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think what really sold it was I started to with Leslie's help. I want to give her credit here as well. But we created a method of getting the next heat's barbells ready before we because with these competitions and back in Raleigh it was, we had uppers and lowers and seateds and short statures all on the floor at the same time. So we had 10 different barbell layouts. Yeah. So we created this method of getting our barbells ready. And that was when they were like, you have to do that for us every year now. And so that's how I've joined the team.
Yeah. Cause I noticed that I would be getting ready for my heat. I would see behind the curtain at Raleigh, you would have lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, lane 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then their exact barbells in there. And then the team would just roll them all out, almost like you'd see at the games. But then your team would come right back behind the curtain and start loading barbells for the next heat that was going out. And
we would have the next 2 heats. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think people quite appreciate how complex it is, especially in the Raleigh days, where it would be you might have 2 short stature women, 3 short stature men, and 4 neuro minor women all on the field at the same time. Completely different loads, completely different equipment needed. And you're having to work with all that.
Yeah, it is. I am very happy. I will never trade in those years, but I am very happy that we are now filling out entire heats with our divisional athletes. It does make our lives way easier, but it is still a lot of moving pieces because when we have to build barbells, we only have so much to build with, and so sometimes we need that barbell or that weight that's on the floor to come build the barbell. So there is still a little bit of some Jenga, but it's it really does make it nicer when we have as many athletes as we do now, and I'm very happy that trend is going up.
Well, yeah, and I also thought there was probably some intentionality behind the scarcity of barbells this year at the game. Still a great test, but to only really have 2 barbells show up in the complex and in the deadlifts for some divisions. Yes. That probably made equipment changeovers much easier.
It did. Yeah, but I think so. We had to make sure that we had a nice rolling. So I'm going to take one step back. So we as a team, we went to the Elite Games this year, and one of the things that I really liked was the way that their equipment team came out very regimented, and they looked very clean and crisp. And I know David's probably heard me say it once. He's heard me say it a million times. We're going to do this year. This is going to be our focal point. I want to look this clean as we're doing it. So with those deadlifts, I believe we started with standing diagnosed, and I think those barbells were 300 pounds.
Okay.
So some of my volunteers are 5'2", 100-pound girls, that are volunteering their time. And I'm like, yes. I can't, in good conscience, make this girl lift 300. I'm sure she could have, right? But to save their backs for the remainder of the competition, I was like, we need a lane to roll these things out. So having a lane to roll the barbells out was very essential with David's planning on his fences. So I do appreciate him giving me an extra couple feet there with that. But I think, I want to give a huge shout out to all my equipment people this past year. They took my challenge of making it look clean and concise and very, very Yeah, I guess I'm going to say like drill sergeant-y.
Yeah.
But they took that challenge and they knocked it out of the water. They killed it. So big shout out to my volunteer team for that this year.
Yeah, I think hats off to like all the volunteer teams, like all the volunteers there, because like, I mean, let's be real, like they're not only volunteering their time, but then, cost, like travel, food, and, Vegas, of course, is the cheapest place to eat everywhere.
What is that? What is that? Like, it is absurd.
Yeah, you're like, people are there and you're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's so cheap to, like, if you're in the States, it's cheap to fly there and it's really cheap to stay in the hotel rooms.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah. But no, for real. And then like the equipment volunteers, I mean, because if you think about it, in reality, like they're pretty much doing a 12-hour workout for 3 days. Like
3 days, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Murph's got nothing on them. Like,
Right.
Right. But anyways, so
when did you guys start each day?
7. So we were there 2 weeks early.
Yep.
And most days we would try to get a workout in at 6 a.m. and then be done by 7. And then basically from there, shower, change, food, and like really the working days would start at like 8 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, about 8.
So around 8 to like 6-ish every day. And that depended upon what needed to be done. So like our jobs with more of the manual labor stuff was done at 6, where like Lisa's job was not. She would go eat and then come back and work for another 3-4 hours.
Yeah. There were definitely times when I hopped on calls with, again, Lisa, Shannon, where it was like, y'all have been up since 5 and you're going till like 9 to work on just a ton of database stuff or whatever they're doing in front of their computers, but that's critical.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm just now getting back to a normal sleep schedule.
Yeah.
1 month after we left Vegas.
Yeah. How much sleep were you getting during the games? Like, I know that most of us were out of the venue by 8, I think were some of the latest briefings.
I was lucky if I got 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
I think I tried to get into bed by like 11 to midnight.
Yeah.
And then up at 5 the next morning.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
I think the what kept me awake a little bit more, or like my head popping off the pillow, was like, did I set up that thing for what I need to do set up for tomorrow? Right. So that I got a little bit less sleep, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Brett, let's throw up that question, and anybody else who's in the chat, feel free to ask any questions that you've got. We can get the guys to answer these. We can also chime in too. So Alex asks, what was your favorite part about this year's Adaptive Games? So whoever wants to go first.
I'll start.
Yeah, David.
I have 2 answers to this. One was getting to see all the athletes that I had built a relationship with in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Because San Antonio was like my first time more interacting than just sitting at a table answering questions. So it was more interacting, asking, answering questions, getting questions answered for them. So it was cool to see all those athletes again this year. The second part was really seeing the final result of, 9 days of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was really cool for me.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's awesome.
What about you, Carl?
My favorite thing every year, this is going to be such a corny answer here, but my favorite part of it is literally learning more stories about the athletes and being able to, like David said, kind of make these connections that you have year after year after year. And you really do create this almost like a family bond with some of these athletes, and being able to grow that bond every year is absolutely my favorite part. Learning something new or meeting a new athlete, or seeing something cool for the first time, those are always my favorite times. I think my favorite moment, if I can put one on, I'm going to give a shout out to the ID division here. They wanted to practice like the jumping pull-ups and stuff like that, so we had to figure out what height we were going to use the adjustable bars for, and I think. Just the energy that they always bring, and the positive mindset, and just their mentality of always like, they just made it such a fun, because sometimes those little things that we're doing in the middle of our days can be very stressful.
Sure.
because we're being pulled away from something to do something that we didn't think we had to do. And now, like, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh my goodness, I need to do so many other things.
Yes.
But
yes.
So you have that on the back burner, but they made that moment just so fun and so carefree that I kind of just forgot that I was like working. So that was a really fun moment for me this year.
Yeah, I like that because I feel like for those 3 days, I mean, you're in live event mode, and live event mode is you constantly have just a clock running in your head, and you're like, I can talk to you, but I can talk to you for about 37 seconds. And then if you try and hold me for like 2 minutes, I'm behind and I've stopped listening to you. And now I'm stressing out in some ways. Right. I mean, I know that we all want to be as maximally available to the people who are there. And you both were in very distinct roles where it was like want to connect and, so I think any FaceTime that you were giving to athletes to build relationships, I know that meant the world to the athletes, because I think they know, even if they don't quite have that event experience, to know that like you guys are busy with things that you're doing as well. Yeah,
that makes it feel real good.
Yeah.
I got some good questions coming in here. We can continue with questions.
Yeah,
and then,
let's do a couple.
So here's our next question here from Delaney. So what venue would you like to go back to? Is there a moment with an athlete that stood out from this year? And then specifically, Dave, how does your background of firefighting contribute to this, if at all?
Oh, wow.
So there's like three questions in there. Like,
thank you to my wife.
Did you text her on the side?
No, I didn't
text
David. I did not text her this. This is not.
How are you so ridiculously good looking?
Right.
And your humor and like
where was that in this question? Like, why are you so hot? That's what I'm expecting, right? Man. So Raleigh's venue was like nostalgic because that's my first one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think I like Vegas the best because of just the way it looked. It made it feel like you were in old school Vegas, like an old Vegas movie, and you're competing and like, wow, kind of gaudy, like the chandeliers are there. And like, it was a great vibe this year. Yeah. It felt like we were a tight-knit community instead of just in a big space.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I liked about Vegas.
I will chime in on that for a second, Dave, because San Antonio felt like a big space, but it felt almost too big, or there was something just either in the way it was, so we were all just getting used to having an event that was twice, if not more so, bigger.
Right.
It wasn't as easy to run into athletes organically. Whereas Vegas, I kept bumping into people.
Yeah.
And that was really nice.
Yeah. San Antonio was the first year that we were a big deal.
Yeah.
So when you go from 100 athletes in Raleigh to 250, I mean, things change dramatically. And, as the team evolves, right, we get better at it. So this year, it was a way better setting and layout, which we could have had in San Antonio had San Antonio been next year, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how to go.
Mm-hmm.
Moment with athletes that stood out this year. I think it was just cool to be recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And like when people ask you to take a photo, you're like, me? Like, I'm just an everyday person. Like, why do you want a photo with me? And you forget like you're doing a thing that they hold in such high regard.
Yeah, 100%.
And the last one, background firefighting, calm under pressure.
Nothing will throw you.
I know you're a firefighter and that's a great job, but let's be real. The forklift operators is right there, just like inching above it. Am I right?
I mean, ladies, I'm married, so just because I'm a forklift operator, right?
Certified.
Yeah,
Certified.
But I'm really calm under pressure, and when high stress things happen, the world slows down.
Yeah.
Which is
that's a special talent. That's cool.
How about you,
Carl? What about you?
So I've been now with the team. So back even before we did the convention center in Raleigh. Man, there's every year has its own little magical moments of it. I think my favorite venue though I did kind of really like San Antonio. I like San Antonio because of the outlying factors of barbecue food.
Yes. The food scene in San Antonio was
the food was fantastic. Because I don't know how many chicken tenders I ate in Las Vegas, but it's too many. It's too many chicken tenders. And it was the birthplace of the cowboy hat. So I think San Antonio would probably be. It's tough. It's a double-edged sword because the heat. I don't do well in the heat.
Yeah.
And when the sun goes down in San Antonio, you think that it's going to get colder or at least cooler, and it feels like it gets hotter.
Yeah.
Try doing a 1,200 meter ski, 1,200 meter row into a mile wheel in the heat.
I'm glad that our shirts and our shorts were black because I was drenched.
I would have given
still anything, an awesome event, but
I would have given anything to run in that event and not have to do 70 cows on an echo bike. Like that was, I wanted to move my body. I wanted to move my body through space because of the heat and to just feel some wind on me or something like that.
Yeah, any kind of airflow.
Yeah. Awesome. Although, Carl, you gotta give some love to Raleigh. You got engaged there.
I did. Yeah. And thank God my wife is back there and she has her headphones on. She didn't hear me say that. That would probably be the more magical moment that we have was the first engagement on the floor. I think we had one. Didn't somebody get engaged this year at Vegas?
I think so. I don't know.
I thought I might have heard somebody get engaged, but I might have misunderstood something. But I thought I heard somebody get engaged at Vegas, so that'd be cool to see if there was a tradition that was built there too, right? Like who's going to be engaged each year.
Or if we're in Vegas again, they just got to go get married.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I would. Okay, so because now we've brought light to it, I would say that is my most favorite moment.
Yeah.
With Raleigh. So
I was behind the curtain getting a rope burn cleaned up in medical. And I look up and I go, oh, they have Christmas lights up here. That's like a really nice vibe for medical. I think they're just trying to calm us down or something like that. And then 4 hours later, you're getting engaged. I'm like, that was it.
Yeah. We had a plan. We had a plan for everything. But that was our hiding place. Was we just shoved everything back in medical. Yeah. I'm glad it gave you calming vibes though. That was a nice little dual purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll never forget it. Yeah. All right, Carl. The other one question for you, since you're not a firefighter, would be what was your favorite interaction with an athlete?
Yeah.
I really liked. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on his name as well. He is he took, I believe, third place in the ID with CC, and he asked if he can wear my cowboy hat up on the podium.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he kept calling me. He kept calling me Dave. So he was in on the Cowboy Dave joke. And he goes, and every time I'd be like, okay, bye, Dave. And I'd look at him and he'd look back at me like he did something wrong. And I'd be like, and we'd both smile and laugh. And it was a very fun, just very fun interactions with him all weekend. For the love of me, I'm so sorry, but I'm forgetting his name right now.
It's okay. Brett's sleuthing it right now.
Is it Oscar?
Yes.
Oscar Jessup? Yeah. Dude,
yes,
he had such good energy. If you guys follow him on Instagram, just watching him work out and the way he feels pride for a job well done is oh man.
Plus, I wish I could feel pride twerking is. That's what I mean. You can't make that up, right?
It's impressive.
Yeah,
it's good. It's top tier for twerking.
Oh yeah, Nicki Minaj would be proud.
I love it. Man, where do we go from here? I was not ready for twerking. That any script I had in my head just vanished. Yeah, there it is.
There he is.
Oh man.
So I thought that was a really cool, because again, it's it's just this hat. It does so much more than shield the sun, but it's become such a connection point with people, and I'll never look at it differently, right? It's just become it's the perfect icebreaker. It's the perfect it's just a perfect prop. So it's been a wonderful tool.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
David, I have a question for you, and we've got some media assets to go with it.
Okay.
So there was a change in how the floor layout was going to happen this year, or not the floor layout, where we were going to be. I remember seeing some early documents that was like Masters weightlifting and CrossFit. It looked like we were in the same part of, like, literally right next to each other. I was picturing like San Antonio, and like literally you'd walk in, you'd see weightlifting, and then you look over and see CrossFit. And I had these dreams in my head, programming wise, like, oh man, what if they make us go up there and like do a total, like, like with the Masters? I just thought that would be so dope. So like work that in there. So I had this idea that like, we're going to walk in and we're going to see Masters and then CrossFit. And then we saw something completely different or slightly different when we were there at the game. So Brett, can you throw up that slide, or if not, I can do it here.
I got it.
And then Dave, I'd love for you to just kind of walk us through, and I realize this might be insider baseball, and do it also for people who are listening on the podcast, who might not be able to quite like walk them through it.
Okay.
Just so we can know kind of how things changed. I think it's a testament to the work that you all do and the vision that came together.
Well, so we were on, if you're walking down the hallway, we were actually on the left side, which is called the ballrooms. And there's 8 ballrooms that are broken up in different manners. But originally we were supposed to be on the right side in these pavilions that had 20-foot ceilings. And it kind of would have felt more of like convention center-ish.
Like an expo hall?
Yeah, kind of like an expo hall. But what happened with it was that there were certain people that needed more space outside of our competition. So like Strongman needed a little bit more space than they had previously thought. US Masters needed a different amount of space. So when we talked with US Masters, who was the like main host of this event, he was like, hey, I need to transition you guys. How much space do you need? And we talked through some of the stuff. And he was like, all right, I'm going to switch you guys over to the ballrooms, which is where all the cool chandeliers were this year.
Yeah.
And so we moved across the hall. It worked out so much better for us because originally our floors were going to be split to where the main floor was on the right-hand side and the secondary floor was going to be on the left-hand side in this like small 6,000 square foot room. And it would not have progressed and have been as cool of a spectation thing as it was the final result. So when we moved, it was really it was very frustrating because we had done all this stuff to pre-make our plans. And so then that was Kevin jumped on a call with me and he was like, hey, Kevin Ogar jumped on a call and he was like, hey, I got to let you in a little bit on what we're going to need for some of these workouts, redo the floor layout. And so I redid some of the floor layout. And then Leslie and I sat through and talked through a bunch of stuff to make sure all the numbers were correct. And it worked out. It worked out great in the end. But we were closer to the loading dock. So we could get shipments in. I mean, kind of a blessing in disguise when you look at it from the lens of what we did with the space.
Yeah, because I can imagine if we're over on the right side and then we have to walk across that hallway and down a little bit, it would just make that second floor almost feel like it's just disconnected from the whole thing. And I remember, I don't know, Brett, if you had this experience. Actually, you were in the field you were in the field that I was trying to go watch all the time. Like every time there was an event going on floor 2, I was like, I want to go over there and see Brett and Tom. And it was just really cool to be able to, just walk right past Vendor Village and then boom, you're there.
Yeah.
Or you could hear something blow up on floor 2 in some ways, right? Like you'd be in the stands, you'd be like, something's going down. I'm going over there to find out what it is.
Yeah.
That was just so cool.
Yeah. I remember when the row and ski event was going on with Concept 2 and they had the video screen up, me and my coach are over there and it looked like, the Hangover as we're trying to count cards, figuring out okay, they're doing this pace. What's the pace? It's trying to draw it out. But I think, definitely having the 2 floors like that definitely, I think was a good, addition to that, because I think not only from an athlete perspective to go back and forth, and have more events and kind of the flow, but I think also from a spectator perspective as well, they're I think it gets more eyes on the different divisions, and it's like, oh, seeded one's over here doing this, and then I don't know, we have ID over here like doing that, like that's what's the difference, or so on and so forth. So I think it especially given in the age, everyone's the 6-second video. There's just more things going on for people to keep people engaged. So I think that was awesome.
Yeah. Was Grid actually there September 6th to 7th?
No. So Grid was supposed to be there, but they had some issues with shipping equipment.
Sure.
And because Grid is sponsored by an equipment company, so they can't use anybody else's, and there's conflict in that, so they actually pulled out. But the powerlifting,
can we say Valor? Can we say Valor? Or we
can say it. Yeah. I mean, they are sponsored.
Valor's based out of the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah. But they're just kind of a miscommunication, because it was supposed to just be like an expo. It was supposed to be like a showcase, not an actual Grid event.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
And then the powerlifting was there the first weekend, so we were able to get into that space on like that side of things on Sunday night.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, great job pivoting with that. And I think, again, what we ended up with was better than we could have imagined. And I'll put my thumb on the scale right now. Anybody who complains about, they didn't show my floor on the live stream, I will take what we had this year over, one floor any time in the future. I mean, the ability to have the test that we had on day 2, which, Brett, I think it was similar for you, right? You only had like 90 minutes between the 2 workouts on day 2, right?
It's a blur.
Okay. But I think I remember day 2, like the test was that you only got like 90 minutes or 2 hours to recover.
I think so, because we were looking at times and we're like, do we have enough time to go back to the house? And we're like,
right.
No, we don't.
No.
So So, yeah.
Which I thought was just so creative. Like, I just want to give Wheelwad and by extension, you guys, so much props and enthusiasm for that, because that just felt so good. So.
Yeah, and it's a good test too, right? Because you're showing you're helping showcase your recovery too, which is a big part of being fit. Is how you recover and get 100%. Back into it. So
especially with adaptives, how you're able to kind of toe that line.
Yeah.
So we've got about 13 minutes left in our conversation. We've got one other question. A Karen Needham. I'm wondering if that's any relation to one David Needham.
He sent a group text.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Yeah. No, I need to get next time. I'll send a group text to my family and friends. And
I put this out there for everybody to watch.
I appreciate it, man. Like I still haven't figured out the social media world of how to get eyeballs on something. That's why I just post audio only podcasts. Like try and do it every Monday, and I get about 100 people to listen to every episode, and I'll take that.
Yeah.
But like I haven't figured out crack the code or anything like that. Also, I have a full-time job, so I don't have time to be like a even part-time social media person. What's up?
This is how you crack the code. The cowboy hats.
Yeah, exactly.
which at some point we actually do need to talk about where the cowboy hats originated from.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. So let's get to your mom's question, and then we'll talk about the cowboy hats.
So age ranges for the games. I believe we had some 15, 16-year-old athletes, but they go all the way up to 50s and 60s for the adaptive range. And it's just, if you can qualify at whatever age you want in your category.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So how did these cowboy hats originate?
All right. So I get all the credit for them, but I didn't have anything to do with the original idea for them. So in San Antonio, we were setting up, I think it was Tuesday, and Carl comes to me and he's like, "Hey, I really want to go buy a cowboy hat." And I was like, "Oh, down." I'm from Texas originally, so like no big deal if I have a cowboy hat.
Little experience.
There. Yeah, a little bit. But Carl was like, we're going. And every night we got done doing something at like 8:15 or 8:30, and Cavender's, which is the store that you would get cowboy boots from in Texas, closed at 9. And so like 2 nights in a row, we missed out on getting them. And then we walk into one and the guy was like, "Oh, I got you." And Carl goes through and he's like, "I've saved up for this. I'm going to be the most legit cowboy possible." and he gets a super nice hat. And I tried on some of the
Is that it? Carl, is that it?
Current one he's
Yeah,
okay.
this is it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I tried on all of them, and I was like, I better get a hat that's under $100 because I'm going to wreck this thing. And so that's where the cowboy hat started. And then after that, because of my role with athlete control and athletes finding me for questions and disputes and everything, instead of like, hey, go find the tall white guy. It was
Which
just
in
like,
CrossFit is like a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like, go find the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And so it made it really easy to find us when they needed stuff like that. And even in the back, when someone was like, hey, what's going on with equipment? It's like, go find the cowboy hat. He's got it.
Yeah. Well, now you and Carl just have to share all your knowledge with each other, because if they say, hey, go find the guy in the cowboy hat, Carl, they might come to you for athlete control, and Dave, they might come for you asking how to load a barbell. So
maybe. To add on to that's a very good recollection of what happened there. So my wife and I started watching Yellowstone a year, like right around when we started planning for San Antonio, and like from Baltimore, born and raised, have no ties to Texas. I've never cowboyed even once, like not even once. And I was like, man, those guys look really cool with cowboy hats on. I really want a cowboy hat. And so I was like, if there's going to be a place to buy a cowboy hat, it's San Antonio, Texas. Mm-hmm. So I land, I get in the Uber. First question I asked the Uber driver, where should I go get a cowboy hat? He said, Cavender's. I said, got it. Wrote it down on my phone. Every night, again, I must have been so annoying with this. Every night I was like, let's go get a cowboy hat. Let's go get a cowboy hat.
Nice.
Let's go get, and it, again, like David said, something just always kept coming up and up and up, and we just couldn't get out there. So then it was the night, I think it was Wednesday night, and then Leslie was like, we're going, like we're stopping what we're doing right now, and we're going to get a cowboy hat. Shut you up, right? And so we walk in. It's about like 8:45. They close at 9. I looked at the guy. I'm like, listen, I apologize for what's about to happen right now, but I'm from Maryland and I need a cowboy hat. And he kind of like looked at me like you would look at an outsider that's doing something that you like, he has no point in doing. And he was like, I gotcha. And so he really did explain a lot of stuff about the cowboy hats and how like the care and for them and how, what makes one a higher quality. It's like pixels on a TV. Yeah. It's like more felt or more material makes it a higher quality hat. And so we buy them. They take out these giant boxes to give them to us. I'm like, listen, I'm wearing this out of the store. You don't need that box. Save it for somebody else. And we go to, we haven't eaten dinner at that point. So we go to Chipotle. I don't know if you remember this part, David. We go to Chipotle. We walk in without any prompting. The guy behind the counter looks at me. I walked in first. He goes, that's an awesome hat. And I said, it's meant to be, you know, again, like just puffing up the head and the ego. I was like, yes, I love this. This is so it was, that's how it was originated there.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. All right, let's see here. Oops, let's get that off the where I'm at here. There we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Same.
I know someone's going to take this soundbite and they're going to use it against me in the future. I've never felt more like a man than when I put this hat on my head.
As I drive my pickup truck with my dip.
Yeah, do you drive a Prius? What do you drive?
Close.
I drive a Tesla.
Your wife's like, why is there a gun rack in the Tesla? Like,
my biggest internal fear is that there's going to be some like criminal cowboy like robbing a bank in Baltimore,
right? And
he's going to be on the run from the cops, and it's just going to be me and my corgi walking down the street in my cowboy hat. They'd be like, "It's got to be that guy. He's the only idiot in Baltimore in a cowboy hat."
And the APB is like, and he's wearing spurs, and you're like, shit.
But yeah,
nice. Wow. Okay, so if I ever see a cowboy guy or a cowboy hat in a Tesla, gotcha.
It's probably me. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. I mean,
outside of Texas,
that's probably a really small group of people right there. Yeah, outside of Texas, exactly.
Anomaly, some might say, an anomaly.
Yeah, I would say I probably fit the stereotype a little bit better. From Texas, have worked on a farm before when I was younger, because my family is farmers, and I drive a giant truck.
Yeah, he's checking off the box. I got no boxes over here. David's got all the boxes. I got 0 boxes.
Nice. All right. So as we kind of wrap up a little bit and kind of land this plane in the next 5 minutes or so, if someone's listening to this after the fact or watching right now, what is a way that they can get involved? Whether they're able-bodied, well, let's speak to the able-bodied people since you both are able-bodied. Let's speak to the able-bodied people who want to get involved in helping adaptive athletics. So, Carl, I think you've done some work in this as part of your job. So why don't you start there, and then Dave, you can have the final word.
Sure. So I think the best way to get involved here is to not to see people for more than just the adaptation, right? If somebody in a chair or a prosthetic comes in the gym, have a conversation. They're just people, they have likes, they have dislikes. They don't like burpees either, probably.
Right.
You just ask them questions, talk about them, get to know their story. They're people. Accept them for who they are. Don't accept them for their disability. Right. Like there's so much more than the disability or the adaptation. So that would be my first step. Number 2. And also like asking them if they need help. Don't just assume they need help. Most of the wheel-wad athletes are way fitter than I am. So don't assume that they need assistance with something. Ask if you can or if they would like anything. So just kind of knowing the lay of the land there. But second part would be just go see an adaptive event. Go see something at Wadapalooza or Sea Dog or even the games. Just go watch an adaptive event just one time. I guarantee you're going to be hooked. I guarantee you're going to be part of it. And then the final thing is something that I do at my gym is called Adaptive Day, where I hijack my able-bodied classes on Saturdays. I usually do about 6 a year. And I start taking away body parts for the programming. I start to make it a seated or an upper or lower workout, and I make my able-bodieds complete that workout in a fashion that an adaptive athlete would do that in. And I think that really goes to show the awareness and just kind of thinking, you're literally putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. And I think that goes a really, really long way of spreading the knowledge and the awareness of the adaptive athlete.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Carl. That's great. And then I think you also mentioned you're going to be doing Kim Possible's workourt.
Yes, this Friday I am going to take the challenge, and I'm going to do it with a blindfold. So pray for me. I'm going to probably have some bloody shins for those box step ups. So
so it's 3 rounds for time of 20 double dumbbell thrusters, 20 double unders, 20 burpee box jump overs. By the way, if you want to try jumping, and then
we'll see how the step ups go.
yeah, exactly. That's probably creepy enough. You can't have a guide for it. Kim has said that she encourages people to partner up and go around at a time and have someone guide them.
And safety first, always safety first. I will absolutely be using a guide.
Right. Dave, what about for you, man? What advice would you have for able-bodied people who want to get involved?
I would say volunteer your time.
Yeah.
Give back to the CrossFit community that has provided so much for you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thanks, Dave. Brief. I like it.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Hey, Dave, when we were talking beforehand, you threw out this really fun idea of a throwdown or some sort of a competition. Maybe we'll do something with it, but plant the idea here. Plant the seed, and let's just kind of start thinking about it.
The seed is that Carl and I were talking, and we were like, how do we keep good momentum going? And what would be more fun than athletes challenging us to workouts that they choose at their adaptation? Mm-hmm. And so very similar to, doing the workout blindfolded, right? Like if you're seated, Brett can challenge me to a seated workout, and really having video of both of us doing it side by side, but talking about it beforehand and then talking about it afterwards as an able-bodied person, so that people can kind of get a better idea of what it's like to try this stuff, to put yourself in somebody else's shoes that's at your gym. Maybe they're just an everyday athlete that has an adaptation that you don't know about or don't know how hard it is for them. It just gives you a different perspective on how accomplished they are when, something happens.
Yeah. That sounds like a ton of fun. I think that would make for some really fun content. especially if there's a way to pull it off live and get people like going next to each other in like a sprinter, cool. like 2 to 5 minute workout, where we're like, yeah.
Yeah, I like Brett. I saw that, Brett.
Challenge you to a duel, good sir.
I like it. All right, guys. Any words before we kind of wrap up?
Just appreciate you having us on. And, we'd love to be on again if you have more topics you want to talk about, or there's a lot more questions.
Yeah.
And thank you for giving the opportunity to have all the adaptive athletes share their story, because it's really important for people to get to know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely echo everything David just said there. I would also like to say thank you for wanting to get to know us a little bit. Like, that's really cool. It does really. I love doing this. I love doing this job for you guys. Having that appreciation is really nice. So. So really, again, thank you for just this opportunity to even just talk about stuff that, that David and I talk about all the time, but may just, if it hears one extra pair of ears today, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
The other little shout out I would like to give is to Mike Egan. Good luck on the world record attempt coming up here November 10th. So good luck there, sir.
Brett, do you have anything you want to add on that one?
Yeah, so I guess first I appreciate you guys coming on, kind of giving a little bit of an insider's edition of kind of what goes on with the games on the backstage. But yeah, so I will be out with Mikey in San Antonio, November 10th, November 11th. We might be doing a little bit of a adaptive athlete behind the scenes. I don't want to bug Mikey too much. He's kind of got his hands full, I guess, doing what he's doing. So you might hear from some other athletes. There's other athletes that are coming out. I know Andrea Wilson for sure is coming out, and I think Tom might be coming out. Not 100% sure. Don't want to call him out yet, but yeah, we're really excited for him. And so hoping to get some behind the scenes things with him. Not to talk too much about Mike Egan and take the spotlight from this, but he came to San Diego, did a 12-hour push, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. If you guys have a second, go check out that. We did a short little documentary on it, and the dude's an animal.
Super cool.
So I'm really excited for it. I'm as pumped up for going out there this next month as I was for the games, to be honest with you.
That's awesome. That's
awesome. But again, not to deviate too much, I appreciate you guys coming on. One thing as we're talking that kind of stuck out in my head is, getting to know the athletes. It's like almost every year is like a big family reunion now, the way it's come. So, we see each other. We're across the world, literally, worldwide. But looking on social media. But it's awesome to come together every year and see everybody. So again, appreciate your guys' time.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being on this episode of the Adaptive Athlete Podcast, and we will be back sometime in November with some episodes. Like I said, like Brett hinted at about Mike Egan. We're going to do a couple other CrossFit athletes that are doing other things outside the CrossFit space to kind of paint the picture for what's possible just outside of the competitive CrossFit season of the Open to the Games. If anybody wants to try out other sports and that kind of stuff. And then we will be back in full swing for season 2 sometime in January of 2026 with the Open leading up to that. So I'm Matt Hotho.
I'm Brett Palser.
And we will see you guys later.